You know the one thing that always makes me feel better when I feel like I'm not having the best day? The bookstore. Literally every time, it never fails. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna go into the bookstore. I just got done with a bridal shower, and they actually had this really cool idea where all of the people who were there, they got to make a bouquet of flowers. So I have this bouquet of flowers, but I hope that they don't die while they're just like sitting in the car. I literally just came from the shower. They're gonna sit in here for now, but again, we will see how long they last in here. I'm going to Barnes because, guys, I don't know, I've just been sad, and I feel like books always make me happy, and I feel like I have a hard time sharing just like negative emotions in general because I always want to be your comfort and like your safe space, your relaxing space, but I also want to show like the realness of just like being a human. And obviously I'm not a robot, and I also feel like there's no like bad emotion. Like all emotions are there for a purpose, and so being sad or being mad or like having all these feelings like just as a human are not bad. It just really depends on how we navigate them. And so yeah, I don't know, I just want to share all facets of my life, and this right now has just been where I'm at. I feel like I have been sad because I'm missing Bane. I'm really missing, like, I don't know, just the routine of, like, even before I left, I was like, bye bud, I love you, and it's like he's literally not there anymore. And if you guys don't know, I recently lost my dog of 10 years, and we got him when he was 10 weeks old, and he had been through like pretty much every large life moment, college, through when Brady and I first started dating, when we moved in together, when we bought our first house, when we got married, when we moved states, like literally every single large life moment he had been a part of. So I feel like we're also losing just a comfort that has always been there and like a steady, and I don't know, it just feels like there's a void, and it feels very empty in that space. So I've been trying to fill it with books, filling it with my love for Brady, my love for the Lord, and things like that. I feel like always just have made my day like a little bit better. So books obviously are a part of that. So I'm going to go into Barnes. I also lost my dad 6 months ago, and I feel like one of you guys commented on one of the last videos, and you said grief compounds on grief, and you feel like grief can also pull from like past grief, like present grief can pull from past grief, and I feel like that's so true. If you've read Into the Dark by Jessa Hastings, that book I feel like really encapsulates how it feels to go through hard times and grieve. And in that book, literally the first thing that she like says is like, this book is for anyone who's grieving or has grieved or is going through grief or knows someone who's grieving. And in the book, one of the characters is so afraid that like they're going to lose other people that are important in their life, and that becomes like a very heavy fear. And I feel like that's something I've also really dealt with, like having a fear of losing people. And then obviously, you know, I just lost my dog, which is not a human, but has felt like a major, like, important aspect of my life. And so I am grappling with that and trying to figure out how to navigate those feelings. But I feel like books have been such a solace. You guys have been such a solace. You've been the most incredible, supportive, loving community that just like wrapped me in your arms, and just it feels so good to like have you guys as friends, just to be able to talk and like hang out with. Comment below if you are struggling with something, or if you are like excited about something. Like I want us to be the community that can like share life experiences with each other and just like cheer each other on or encourage each other, because that's what you've done for me, but I also want to do that for you, and maybe we can also do it for each other in the comments. So comment below just like how life has been treating you, and we can like chat about it. But let's go inside and get some books. I obviously want to get some romances. I am filming a fantasy video actually right now, and I think I might end up doing 2 fantasy videos because I don't know if I'm going to get to the 3rd book in this video. Also, Barnes is like super, super, super packed today. Like it is so packed. It's a weekend. And it's also a holiday weekend, so I feel like it's even more busy. Like, there's barely any parking spaces in here, so I always say, like, let's see how much I film, but like, really today, like, let's see how much I film. Like, I don't know what we're gonna film today. So yeah, let's head inside and see what we can find. Please let me know if you've read anything from Kristen Hanna. I have never read anything of hers, but I feel like her books give mom vibes. Like, if you're a mom, like, you'd want to read this. Like, I don't know why, maybe because it's in the fiction section, but I also feel like Leanne Morarity's books give that vibe, and I loved Big Little Liars, and I also loved The Husband's Secret, and I also read Apples Never Fall. Didn't love that one, but I do love her writing, so I feel like maybe I need to step out a little bit and read one of Kristen Hanna's books. Again, they just are daunting because they're thick, and I always worry that there's not going to be enough dialogue, but as I'm flipping through this, there actually is a lot of dialogue in it, so maybe I would like this. Comment below if you guys have read anything from this author. I've heard a lot of good things, but I just don't know. I love seeing books that are like pretty popular by like Black authors in Barnes. Like this book right here I actually own, and this is actually part of a series. I don't own the rest of the book, but I need to buy it. I think this is like the second, or maybe this is the first book. So many of you guys have said Elon Harris's books are good, and his books are really popular, I think, in like the 90s, so I want to read more of these types of books. It's so funny how I've read this book, and I probably never would have picked it up if I picked up with this cover. I picked it up with a different cover that I really loved, but I guess I should just not judge books by their covers because I love this book, and I feel like it's one of, I don't know, the books that I feel like I will never forget, but I literally would not have picked it up if it was in this cover, and I literally loved it. So you guys should read it, but also if you have this cover, don't be intimidated by it because it is a really good book. I absolutely love that Barnes has this table in here. They have so many like books in here. I actually read this series and I thought it was a good one, surprisingly, because you guys know I'm not like the biggest fan of fiction, but I feel like this was a really good depiction of what it's like to like leave college and have to work through like hard adult things on your own. Again, I read the whole series. One of you guys said that this book was really good. It's called Fake It Till You Bake It by Jamie Wesley. There's only one copy left. It says Jade Townsend Matthews is the most reviled, literally, words are hard, okay? In America after turning down a marriage proposal on a reality dating show. I've been reading a lot of books that are like set on reality dating shows, and I've actually been really enjoying it. I read Vaughn and Chris Plan a Wedding, which was on a dating show, then I also read Lipstick and Camera Clicks, but I feel like I like that, like in stories. It just kind of keeps the storyline going. When she comes home to lick her wounds, Jada finds herself working at San Diego's newest cupcake bakery, Sugar Blitz, alongside the uptight owner and professional football player Donovan Dell. When a reporter mistakenly believes Jada and Donovan are an item, they realize they can use the misunderstanding to their advantage to help the struggling bakery and rehabilitate Jada's image. Faking a relationship should be simple, but sometimes love is the most unexpected ingredient. Fake It Till You Bake It is a sweet confection of a novel, the perfect story to curl up with while enjoying a cupcake on the side. This looks cute. Please tell me I'm not the only one who does this when I walk into a bookstore. I'm like, I read this one, I read this one, I read this one, I read this one. Like literally I'll walk through and just like touch all the ones that I've read, and it literally doesn't even matter because no one's like paying attention to like what I'm doing, but I just know that I'm doing it. Oh my gosh, guys, my book talk reading journal, track and review your favorite reads. How cute is this? Oh my god. This is my review, my favorite part or quote, favorite character, someone I know who would love this book, and then star rating, tears shed, spice meter. I love that they have tears shed because I feel like you never see that in like things that you can review in. This is such a cute little journal. Also, this new book that just came out, I am not buying it. I literally am not, because I read this book and did not like either of them. I feel like that's a good sign that I just don't like this author's writing. I have been so obsessed with the Bridgerton series. Like, I can't wait for the new season to come out, and it's making me want to read the books. Like, so many of you guys have said that the series is way better than the show, and I usually don't like really read or I don't usually watch shows before I read the books, but I watched the show first because, for one, I didn't really know anything about Bridgerton, and I also don't really like reading books that are like period pieces, you know, like from a time like that's not set in the present. And so many of you guys said I need to read this, and one of you guys even said that the audiobook is also incredible too. So now I'm just like, should I buy this? And also, this is in large print. You guys know I love large print. I've really been on this large print kick, and I think it's because it's just so much easier to read. Like, this is about 500 pages, but like literally I feel like there's like 2 paragraphs per page. Like this is would be so easy to read. If you've read the series, comment below and let me know if it's worth reading, especially if I've already watched the series. Like, is it still worth it? I don't know, because usually I read the book first. But if you guys think that it's good enough to, like, you know, go back through it again, I will do it, just because I feel like you guys are your recs are spot on. This story down here looks so cute. It's called Late Bloomer by Maisie Eddings. It's supposed to have a ADHD representation, and it also has an autism representation, and it also has a sapphic and bi representation. So I think that that is really cool. This looks like it's such a cute story, and you guys know I had to check Goodreads to see what you guys said about it, and so many of you guys loved it, and the cover is literally incredible. I love the flowers so much. I feel like I have been really getting out of the time where I like have a lot of like cartoon book covers, and I now pick up books that have like more of a cover like this, or like, let's see, like this one, or like, whew, like this one, like covers that are more ambiguous. I feel like I like those a lot better. I don't know what it is. Maybe my taste has just changed, but I just really like those. Okay, but cartoon covers like this might make me come back, because how cute is this? I feel like there's so many more details like in comparison. Like this has like the books in the back, and it also has like the plants and stuff, and this is more like plain. Like these are the covers that I like if I were to pick up a cartoon cover. Guys, Their Vicious Games came out in a paperback. I love this book, rated 4.5 out of 5 stars. Literally, if you like Squid Games, please read this book. It is incredible and has such a unique concept too. Guys, this book, I'm actually shook. This book right here, I found it because the author, she was just like randomly on my Instagram, just like literally randomly popped up, and now it's in Barnes. I love seeing books that are like indie published being picked up by Barnes. I haven't even read it. It's literally on my TBR. I haven't even read it yet, but I just think this is so cool. Now that I've shopped for a little bit, I want to let Meta AI choose what I'm going to like read. I know it's like a weird thing, but I don't know if you guys saw on like Instagram and stuff, like they have like a whole meta search thing. So I'm gonna type in my search and ask, let's see if I can find it. I'm going to ask Meta a question. I don't know how many books I should ask for. What is a good summer romance book to read? Let's see what comes up. And it says, it's typing, oh, this is freaky. It says, here are some good romance books to read. It Happened One Summer by Tessa Paley, already read. Every Summer After by Carly Fortune, already read. Oh, it is giving a summary too. Oh my god. The Summer Girl by Elle Kennedy. I've never read that one. Summer Reading by Jen McKinley. Haven't read that one. Same Time Next Summer by Annabelle Monaghan. So I have read Same Time Next Summer by Annabelle Monaghan too. So there's 2 books on here that I haven't read. Summer Reading by Jen McKinley, and The Summer Girl by Elle Kennedy. Now I'm going to go try to find one of those books and see if one of them is interesting to me. I found The Summer Girl, and I did not realize that this is, whoa, I'm literally getting so blown out. I did not realize that this is a part of a series. This is actually book 3, so I'm going to ask again and see if they come up with another option, because I also own Summer Reading by Summer McKinley, or whatever her name is. So it's already on my TBR. I actually was recommended that book by Kimmy Reads. Her book recs are literally so good. So we're gonna ask, what is a good romance book to read, and see if it comes up, because I just feel like they give good recs. Also, I'm really enjoying how they are giving like a synopsis of the story. Okay, I typed it and it says, what is a good romance book to read? Happy Place by Emily Henry. I've read that one. Love and Other Scams. I've never read that one. Bride by Allie Hazelwood. Haven't read that one. The Secret Lives of Country Gentlemen by KJ Charles. Haven't read that one. A Love Song for Ricky Wilde. I also haven't read that one either. There are so many on here that I haven't read. I found one of the books, and y'all, I just don't know how I feel about Meta picking my books, because I maybe I need to do like a more tailored search, because I feel like I read the back of this and it just is not giving something that I would normally want to bring home. Okay, we're gonna do this again, and you know what, am I cheating the system? Probably, but do I care? No, because this is my challenge, and I feel like if it's my challenge, I can do whatever I want. I'm gonna see if there is another more tailored search. We're gonna do what is a good romance book for vacation. Let's do that, because let's see what it comes up with. It could be good. It could also be terrible. I just don't know. Here are some popular. They're probably like, stop asking me. Okay, 80 Days to Elsewhere, The Rome Affair, Unmarriageable, Confessions of a Shopaholic, The Love Series, Beach Read, Crazy Rich Asians, The Flip Side, The Hidden Beach, The Temptation of Gracie. These are all like series, I think, because it doesn't say like the author's name. Let's see. Maybe I should ask one. Is a good contemporary romance to read. That's probably what I should have did initially, because I feel like I only really like to read contemporary romance, and they added in like some historical romance and stuff, and I don't know. It says Anna and the French Kiss, Stella Lane, I Can't Think Straight are the recommendations that they gave for me. We're gonna ask one more question before I finish like shopping, and the question I'm gonna ask, I feel like this is gonna give me like the more tailored, like, I don't know, more tailored response, which is what I'm looking for, because I feel like the recs that it's been giving just aren't good. Like, they're really just not good to me. So I'm gonna go through and ask, what are some good book talk books? Wait, romance. Good romance book talk books to read. Now, if it doesn't come up with good recs, I do not trust Meta AI. It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover, A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas, The Hating Game by Sally Thorne, The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood, People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry, The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller, Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. So these books have been widely popular in Book Talk, and I hope you enjoy them. I've read pretty much all of these, and some are okay, some are not. Like, It Ends With Us, it wasn't my favorite of hers. Court of Thorns and Roses, have not read that one. The Hating Game, read that one, it was cute, fluffy. Love Hypothesis, read it, cute, fluffy, fun. People We Meet on Vacation, I think, was actually one of Emily Henry's, like, one of my least favorite books of hers, along with Book Lovers, which I feel like I'm not in the majority of that. I feel like most people really liked it. Song of Achilles I have not read, so that could be a good option. Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston, read that, really enjoyed it. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, also loved it and enjoyed it, which is interesting because Song of Achilles and The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo are not in the romance section. They are actually in the contemporary fiction section, so it's interesting that they put that in the list. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about Meta's recommendations, but those definitely are popular books. Sometimes I really want to open a bookstore. Like, I genuinely want to open a bookstore, and not genuinely because that's obviously literal, but like going into Barnes to me is not giving the vibes anymore. Like, at least my Barnes. I will say the Barnes that's in Fairview Heights, like whenever I go with Alex and like Sister Christy and stuff, top tier. Absolutely love that Barnes. I feel like they have incredible book recs. And then the Barnes & Noble that's in Champaign, where we would go for chemo whenever Bane was getting chemo, top tier. They have incredible recs, like new books, books that I feel like aren't super hyped up yet. They have tons of options. My Barnes & Noble literally has like a full shelf of Tessa Bailey, a full shelf of Colleen Hoover, like full shelves of authors, which I feel like is great if you love that author, but if you don't, like, you're kind of stuck getting a lot of the same types of books. Like, they have a Sophie Lark shelf, and like, if you give a shelf to every author, like, where are the new books? You know what I mean? So I did end up getting 2 books that I'm really excited about. I almost got Say You Swear by Megan Brandy, but I actually already own that book, but I cannot reach for that book. And it's because the like indie, like independent book cover and like binding and stuff is so thick that it's just not inviting to me. And it's also really tall. There's just something about it that I just like don't really want to pick it up. But every time I go into Barnes, like the words in the story look interesting. Like it all just looks interesting. So I really just need to put it on my TBR and just literally read it. But I end up picking up Powerful by Lauren Roberts. This actually just came out, and this is just like a little novella, and it says Adina and Peyton have always been inseparable. Fate brought them together when they were young, but friendship ensured they would always protect each other and the home they built in the slums of Loot Alley. But now Peyton, an ordinary, has been selected for the purging trials, which means almost certain death. Now alone on Loot, Adina must fend for herself after she attempts to steal. A mysterious man from the market comes to her rescue. Mac's shadowy past and secretive power set him apart from the other low-level elites of Loot, and as the pair team up to see their loved ones before the trials, the quest tests their loyalty, their love, and their lives. And I actually read this if you guys want I read Powerless, and if you guys want my review of that, you can check out my wrap-up from last month. Read that, and so I wanted to read this novella because it's set in the same time period. It's just from Adina's point of view, and it just came out. I also got, second book I got is The Heart Principle by Helen Huang, and I actually picked this up because you guys said that this would be a really good book to read, and I love reading books by diverse authors, so I thought this would be fun. I've read, what was the book? The Kiss Quotient by this author. Thought it was really, really good. So I want to read this one. I actually owned this and gave it to a free library because I genuinely was just like, oh, like, you know, I want to give books away, like, that are popular, that people love. And I just, like, had already read one book of hers and literally gave it away. Made the video, posted it, and then one of you guys was like, no, wait, please, read that book. So I had to buy it again. On the back it says, a woman struggling with burnout learns to embrace the unexpected and the man she enlists to help her in this heartfelt new romance. It says, when violinist Anna Sun accidentally achieves career success with a viral YouTube video, she finds herself anticipated and burned out from her attempts to replicate the moment. And when her longtime boyfriend announces that he wants an open relationship before making a final commitment, a hurt and angry Anna decides if she wants an open relationship. Then she does, too. Translation, she's going to embark on a string of one-night stands. The more unacceptable the men, the better. That's where tattooed motorcycle riding Quan Deep comes in. Their first attempt at a one-night stand fails, and as does their second and their third. Because being with Juan is more than sex, he accepts Anna on an unconditional level that she herself has just begun to understand. However, when tragedy strikes Anna's family, she takes on a role that she is ill-suited for until the burden of expectations threatens to destroy her. Anna and Juan have to fight for their chance at love, but to do that, they also have to fight for themselves. Again, I really liked the other book that I read by her. I think it was The Kiss Quotient, or was it that? I don't know. I read another book by her. That's why I initially picked up the other book, but then I ended up giving it away because I literally will like buy a book, be like, oh my God, love the author. Yeah, The Kiss Quotient. I'm like, oh my God, love the author, love, you know, her writing. And then I'll like forget that I like the author because I haven't read a book by them in a while. So these are the two books that I picked up. But what I was saying about like owning a bookstore, like I feel like if I owned a bookstore, I would put in so many books that are not popular yet. And I feel like Barnes, the thing about Barnes is they only put in the books that are already like years old, I feel like not every Barnes, like obviously like the other ones out of town do a better job at that, but like we don't have any new bookstores in town that are like indie bookstores. We have used bookstores, but literally there is not one new bookstore in this town other than Barnes, like where you can get new books. So I obviously go to Barnes a lot, and there is a bookshop that has new books, but it's like 45 minutes away from my house. So like when I'm like popping around, it's not very easy to just be like, oh, just let me like pop over 45 minutes away to this like bookstore, you know what I mean? So I feel like if I made a bookstore in this town, it would be so utilized because I would literally put books in there that like are not popular yet. And I would also be able to hype them up because people would be like, oh, like, what's a good book to read? And I'd be like, let me tell you about the Only for the Weak by Natasha Bishop. Let me tell you about, you know, this, and this. So I just feel like there's so many underrated books, and I wish that I could give all of them so much love. And I feel like Barnes really just, like, I mean, even with Meta, like, I didn't end up picking up any of the books from Meta because And honestly, like, that's literally the title of this video, like, Meta AI picks my books, and Meta did not do a good job. Like, Meta was picking stuff that's, like, so old, like, The Love Hypothesis, like, come on. I read that book, like, 2-3 years ago, you know? So, like, if anyone were to, like, ask Meta, like, hey, what's a good book to read? It's, like, they're picking books that are, like, so old, and they're fine. Like, it's not that they're bad, but I read so many of them, and the other ones that they picked were just, like, not my vibe. So, I don't know. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This definitely did put me in a much better mood. So if you're someone who maybe you've been just like going through, oh, I love how Stanleys keep like the water cold, because like it's so hot in this car, but the water is very cold. But I feel like if you are really going through a hard time, go to the library. Like, go to the library. If you don't have maybe the money, or if you just want like the cozy library vibe, go to the library, get some books. Like, take home 10 books. Like, what are they gonna do? Nothing. Like, you can literally take home, like, actually, I don't know if there's max or not, but like, just go take some books home. Like, take some books home, read them, relax. And then, you know, if you do want to buy some books, go to an indie bookstore or go to Barnes & Noble or whatever. Like, do something that you love. You will feel so much better after you do. Like, I feel 1,000,001 times better. And you guys know when I started this video, I was kind of like I'm just down bad. Like, I'm just like feeling like this and that. And now I'm just like, I feel like I have energy, you know? Granted, Brady did just text me, like, cause I told him I'm about to head home, and he texted me, he was like, I just walked in the house. It's like the most depressing thing ever because like Bane's not here and it's so quiet and empty. And like, I do think that being away from the house makes me not have to think about our dog not being here, which is why like we're gonna take a trip very soon, because I genuinely just cannot like sit in our house right now. Like, I need some space from our house, because everywhere, like Bane's dog bowl, like his toy bin, like all that stuff is still there, and it's so sad. So I will say that doing like things that I enjoy has definitely made me happy, but also having some space from the house has made me happy as well. So hope you guys are enjoying this video and enjoy the other videos, and will enjoy the videos to come. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.